Do you hear most men? Do you hear most men complain about child support?
Huh?
Do you hear most men complain about child support? The one is specifically the ones that are active fathers in their children's life. Do you hear them complain about child support?
No.
That should tell you something. They don't care about paying the child support. They paying for their kid.
Exactly.
But they don't want to lose their house and lose their 401k and lose their and all of that because they don't want to build up all of that only for somebody to say, I'm not happy and I'm ready to walk away tomorrow.
And so if that's the case, Sweeney, then why do 86% of men who get a divorce go and try to get married again?
It's not 86%. I think
it's 86%. And I'm gonna tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to pull that up because I just looked that up too. Not most men, most men don't remarry after divorce. It's up there, y'all. I will agree, it is up there. A lot of men do remarry, but I don't think it's up to 80%.
You don't think, or you know?
I believe because I just looked the stat up like 3 weeks ago. I believe that it's hovering around like 50.
Would you like to be on our show tomorrow night?
Nah, that's too many shows in a week.
I can pull it all up.
That's too many shows in a week, but you can't send it to me.
Gotcha.
I will concede. I'll be there on Sunday. I will concede if it's
a very high number.
I think it's around 50 or 60%.
It's 64%.
I was about to say I believe it's around 50 or 60%.
64%.
And then the motherfuckers wind up.
And that's not adjusted for black men. That's just all men. So if the black men number is different, it's different.
Well, black men are only 48%. You know.
But then again, if you think about it, black men are still only marrying at a 34% clips. So you saying that 34%, then you bust that down 60%. So you're really technically only looking at less than maybe 20%, less than 15 to 20% of the male population.
Sweeney, in your calculation, 34% of people get married, right? How many percent having kids?
Most of them have kids by the end of their lifespan.
Right, right. So, but we do know that kids fare better when they have both parents in the household.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I completely agree with that. I'm just saying you was asking about the concern about money for men, and I was like, have you ever heard?
Money should never be more important than your kids.
Most of them don't complain about the kids.
What I'm saying is, so if your fear is going into a marriage, but you know that your kids are going to be better off in a marriage, you're putting money before your kids. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, most men ain't walking away from their marriages, and most of them ain't walking away from their relationships, especially when kids are involved.
Prenup.
Especially when kids are involved. When kids are involved or marriage is involved, men stay. Women leave. When there ain't none of that shit involved, men will walk away if they unhappy. But if there's some kids there or if there's a marriage there, them motherfuckers will stick around even through their own unhappiness.
And that's why I will always preach prenup. I'm gonna tell my son, my daughter too, prenup. You just never know.
Men are simply concerned about women leaving them. That's their concern. They're like, I don't want to marry this woman, commit to this woman, and then she bounce on me and leave me with holding the bag and basically saying, look, I got to lose my house. I got to lose the kids that I just made with your ass who was in the house with me. We was all good and dandy.
So just get
and just for them to get married and don't even be in love with you.
Exactly. You only married to me because I had a good job at the plant. And you was working at McDonald's, but you get to only work 20 hours a week because I got a good job at the plant. And then
so Sweeney, you just said every good reason for a person not to get married, right? And what I'm saying,
Shan, yes.
So what I'm saying to you is, what about your kids? So everything that you have mentioned above, and you was standing on these principles, you have debunked after a certain hour. It seems like it's a different Sweeney.
You know what I want you to know? No. You know what I want you to know?
I think Tony Gaskins wouldn't appreciate this.
Y'all are misunderstanding my position. You want to know what? You want to know what I want you to do, Shan? I want you to hear men's concerns and go to the women and say, hey, these are the things that men are concerned with in marriages. Can we try not to do some of that bullshit so our men can be happy within the marriage? Just like when y'all come to us about y'all concerns about the shit that men do, we go back to the male community and say, hey, look, the women saying we fucking up in this area. We should probably not do that shit. That's what I'm telling you these concerns for.
So what happens when I say to women this is what men are saying, and they say, well, he don't got a right to cheat on me, but men say, well, that's a part of my biology. You understand? So
I don't agree with that
what
shit.
would be the right way?
No,
to
that's nonsense.
How did you still make it about men though, Shane?
Right.
Black men don't cheat. Black men don't cheat.
Right way to answer that
How
question.
did you still make it about men? Like, if he's saying
Mike,
that,
I was talking to Sweeney. Thank you for
no, but it's self-improvement.
Like, what does that have to do
no
with
joking.
if a woman come to you and say, if a woman come to you and say, if you go to women and say, by the way, if you go to women and tell them, hey, men saying that they don't like that y'all are leaving them in marriages and relationships because of unforeseen reason. The thing that they respond with is, but what if that nigga cheat?
Well, I do believe that. So this is what I do talk about. We talked about this in the show before. Women who get in marriages and then they have sexless marriages. I think it's wrong. You should not. You can't show up one way before a marriage, and then when you get in a marriage,
that's another man's concern.
You show up a different way just because you think you got them. Like I talk about that not only in chat on Facebook, but I've talked about that on the show as well because I don't agree with that.
And you know what you should do? Hold on, wait. I got the perfect answer for you, Shane. When a woman responds back to you and say, man, but what about these niggas that's be cheating? You'll tell them, I understand your concerns. However, we're talking about you right now. And then what you do is you trot your ass back over here and you tell the men, hey, look, the women are saying that they okay with they say they're gonna try on the whole not leaving the marriage thing, but they don't like the fact that y'all are justifying y'all cheating. Then we go back to the fellas and say, hey, y'all, we got to stop this justifying cheating shit, man. This shit ain't working. That's how we all come together and make this shit work. But
I'm okay with that.
that's the whole reason why we telling you our concerns. So you can take your ass back to the women and tell them, hey, the men got some concerns about this. And then you tell the women give you their concerns, and you come back to us and you tell us, hey, but the ladies got some concerns on their end. And we come to the goddamn table and make a fucking deal.
I do. Okay, we can do that.
Hey, BZ did make a good point too. Just throwing out there and saying that to get a prenup to women, to men, not saying to get a prenup to combat what women are doing is definitely dismissive in the mob.
Well, I would say this. So I think that women have a lot of work to do, right? I will not deny that. So you just gotta know your woman, and if you gotta know yourself. So if you know money means a lot to you, and you want to protect yourself, because nobody can make that decision except for you, I would suggest that you go get a prenup, and I will also suggest that you vet your woman very well. And I will also suggest that you let the women in your household, your family members, also vet that woman very well, okay? So that you can have hopefully you will skate right past all of those issues. I can't guarantee.
For a fee, I could vet any woman for anybody.
Yeah,
and let Marcus do it because he can vet any.